Hi, welcome to your 5 senses meditation. So in this meditation, we are going to be using the 5 senses, and we're going to be focusing on a memory. So you'll be picking a time in your life where you felt really relaxed and at peace. So that may be when you were on vacation, or perhaps it was just something in daily life. Okay, but pick a moment in time where you feel like you can recall a lot of detail about that particular moment. And that's what we're going to use today. So as we come into stillness and begin to relax, just have a think about where that is in your mind. So come to a comfortable seated position. Of course, lying down is always an option with meditations. I do recommend propping your knees up with a pillow to alleviate any lower back stress. But if you're sitting, I recommend sitting on a cushion, bolster, blocks, something to elevate the hips if you're cross-legged. And if you're sitting in a chair, uncross the legs and let the feet rest on the ground. You're going to be sitting up nice and tall. You can roll those shoulders up towards the ears and down and away from the ears. You can place your hands on your legs, palms up or palms down. Choice is yours. If you are doing this meditation just before bed, I recommend palms down so as not to invite any extra energy into the body. And if you haven't done so already, begin to float the eyes closed. And just rest the eyelids gently. If you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes at this moment, just take the gaze down towards the ground. Just to tune out the busyness that's going on around you. And relax the brow. Take your focus to the breath. Just take a moment to notice the quality of your breath at this point. Now begin to deepen the breath. Seal the lips. Breathe in and out through the nose. So take your breath to a length that feels nice and deep, but that is not forced. And you'll notice if you're forcing your breath, because your chances are your shoulders are going to start creeping up towards the ears. Drop those shoulders again. And maybe just reduce the length of your breath if it's starting to feel forced. And now take your awareness to that relaxing place, wherever that was. Just try and recall all the details, starting with your sense of sight. Where are you located? What are you surrounded by? What do you see? What are the colors and the textures around you? Now take your awareness to your sense of touch. What can you feel around you? What do you feel with your feet? Perhaps they can feel grass. Or maybe you're sitting on a beach. You can feel the grains of sand through your fingers and your toes. What's the temperature like? Do you feel the sun beating down on your skin? Or if you're somewhere cold, do you feel the cool air rush in as you breathe in? Take your awareness to your sense of hearing. What do you hear? And start by focusing on the large sounds, the louder sounds. So perhaps that's crashing waves, trees rustling in the breeze. What are those louder sounds? And then focus in on the quieter ones. Perhaps a little bird. Maybe a lizard scurrying across some leaves. What are those smaller sounds that you have to concentrate a little bit harder to hear? Now I invite you to take your awareness to your sense of smell. What do you smell around you? Do you smell flowers? Perhaps someone's perfume or aftershave? Salt in the air, sunscreen, the smell of fresh rain maybe. What do you smell? And finally, take your awareness to your sense of taste. What do you taste? Perhaps the air has some taste. Are your lips salty, from a swim in the ocean, or perhaps you're sipping on a drink or eating your favorite food. What can you taste in this environment? And now I invite you to revisit any of these senses, or perhaps you'd like to try fully immersing yourself back into that moment by running through each sense one by one again. Take this next minute or so to revisit any part that you would like to. And I will come back to guide you out of your meditation in a moment. And if you're ready to reawaken from this relaxing place, just follow my voice. But if you'd like to stay here for a little longer, just switch off this audio. Begin to bring some movement to the body. You can wiggle the fingers and the toes, keeping the eyes closed as you slowly reawaken. If you're lying down, just take some time to move the body. You can hug the knees, roll to one side, and take your time coming back to a seated position. I invite you to take your hands up to heart center in a prayer position. And keeping your eyes closed, lower your head towards your heart. Remind yourself that this relaxing state is always here for you to access. This is your resource. I merely guided you into it. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up today in your practice. And when you're ready, lift your head and open the eyes gently, letting a little bit of light in at a time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's meditation. We'll see you next time.